Perhaps you have heard the term neuroplasticity before, but basically our minds, our brains in a lot of ways are like Play-Doh. They really can form differently based on what we learn, our habits, our behaviors, our thought processes. So basically what happens is that when we are in a certain behavior, let's just say addiction, sex addiction or whatever. Certainly there's a physical component to that. There's an emotional and a mental, whatever. But what happens is when we repeat the same pattern over and over, our brains are creating new neural pathways to that behavior. And there's studies on this that are amazingly remarkable. But basically, I'm saying this because if your spouse or even you are watching this and you are a porn addict or a sex addict, or you are going through a D-Day of discovery and you're wondering, could my spouse ever, love me for me, or could they ever be able to perform, without looking at some type of pornographic imagery? Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't care if you've been a sex addict or watching porn for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. If you do the hard work, and I mean, the work of really understanding where your addiction came from and understanding, dopamine surges, and you really need to do the work to find out where your addiction comes from. You can actually change the neuroplasticity of your mind. Keeping in mind, a lot of it, addiction is addiction is addiction. It's not necessarily the product we're after. We're after that thrill. We're after that release of all these emotions. So once we kind of do the work, we can actually change the neural pathways in our brain. So it really don't leave your spouse if you're like, oh my God, they've been looking at porn for so long, there's no way they can do A, B, and C. No, as long as they do the work, they can change their mind.